What up, people? Hey, Smokepo TV, the smoking gun. Hey, you are here with me live, Um, Check this out. We're just checking out a little bit of new equipment. Smokepo Studios, as you see, we have a couple of new things going on. So, be patient with me. We just working out some kinks and getting it going. So, check it out, Um, Shout out to Duce, matter of fact, it's good. Shannon, you holla at me, man. Come on, man. Holla at me, Shannon. You know what I mean? Get with me. On the talk. Smoke Pole TV. We're bringing the smoke, man. The smoking gun. Anytime what you're gonna see, we're gonna work. Hey, knock, what up though? Boy, I see you over there, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Denver, you know what I mean? We getting it popping over there. Hey, we sipping a little Douce. Hopefully, you know what I mean, you put the kids to sleep. We over here getting it going, my G. Smoke Pole TV, man. What I'm gonna do here is we are about to watch and review a little bit of today's pop culture. I know that the whole the Drake Kendrick beef was a huge thing. So I want to just throw my little 2 cents in there, tell y'all what I think as a former MC myself, and so forth. So let's take a look at this video, and I'm going to share my thoughts with y'all. Also, if y'all in the comments, share your thoughts in here, and let me know what you think. All right, so let's take a look at what this is. It's saying that Drake is the biggest fraud of our generation.
It's fraud of our generation. And I don't even like saying that. I mean, I've been a semi-passive Drake fan since 2009. But since this Kendrick beef started, I've been going back and looking at not only Drake the artist, but Drake the person.
Hey, let's stop it right there. Right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? It means something when a square calls you a square. You know what I mean? So this guy's not the coolest of people, but he seems to be saying that, you know what I mean, he finds the goofy and goofy. So let's listen to what he got to say.
And things are a lot worse than I could have imagined. I've been going down this rabbit hole for weeks now, and I have found some dark shit. So let's get started.
Man's never been in marquee when it's shut down, eh? Trust me, daddy.
The sad truth I've realized is that Drake is the #1 artist in a culture that he doesn't understand.
All that daddy shit, man. Listen, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck where you. Excuse me. I gotta be careful with the F bombs because we want this thing to be juiced up. I don't care where you from. Don't call me no daddy, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't call me no daddy. I'm not into that. You know what I mean? I'm not into that. I'm not into that, and I don't care if you're from Louisiana. You call me a B, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Don't get comfortable calling me none of that. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. Me personally, you know what I mean? And I ain't trying to say I'm no tough guy, but I address that stuff immediately. I don't care if it's your culture. I don't care if it's your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Don't call all right, bitch. And like, I don't give a. Let me be cool. I got to figure out how to say things a little bit more politically correct on here, especially if I'm going to share my opinion with y'all more frequently. You know what I mean? Let's see what this guy got to say. So far, he's just saying that, he was a Drake fan, and now he looked a little bit more into the detail. I've never been a Drake fan, me. He ain't never been nothing I listened to personally, but like he was a Drake fan, and now that he's kind of taking a little bit more of a closer look at it, he's just not. That ain't what he's feeling no more. So let's listen to what he got to say.
Understand and has no interest in trying to understand. The truth is, Aubrey Graham is the polar opposite of the street rappers that he associates himself with. He is a Canadian child actor that was raised by a white Jewish woman. He is not whatever 21 Savage's.
Whoa. I should listen a little bit further, but I want this to be as authentic as possible. So far, I don't have a problem with anything he said. It's not my problem with Drake. Ain't got nothing to do with his mother and none of that shit. But for them to use 21 Savage, and 21 Savage, and he from Canada too or something. I don't know. He ain't. And I don't know. Let's just listen. Let's pay attention. I don't want to jump the gun Even though this is the Smoking Gun show, I don't want to jump the gun, but I don't know about 21 Savage. You know what I'm saying? You know, I spent a good decade in Atlanta, and I don't know that nigga. You know what I mean? Personally, you know.
Childhood was. I'm assuming it was rough.
It's really been my whole life, really, since I was born. You know what I'm saying? I've been involved with the street.
And as a fellow suburban, I am the last person that's going to try to shame somebody for having a childhood.
Okay. Now he's talking about shaming people, and you know what I'm saying? We got to shame the devil and we got to tell the truth. You know what I mean? The only thing I know about 21 Savage is that a few years back, I think he had a sign talking about I'm a hoe. You know, he was dating Amber Rose, and I guess she was, you know what I'm saying, she put that whippersnapper on him, and you know what I mean, that whippersnapper made that man just call himself a hoe. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? As far as street activity, all I know about that man is he was deported off the streets. And again, I just don't know him in the streets. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't want to jump again. I don't want to jump the gun. Y'all gonna learn more about me as this goes on further and further. But I just don't know about the guy, you know, other than he was deported. You know what I'm saying? And I seen a video of him. He put the tool on somebody or something. You know what I mean? On some gangster shit. I can't even say gangster shit. He was just on some wild shit. I seen him pull it on somebody. I seen something crazy about him. But other than that, he a mystery to me. And Drake, you know what I'm saying? Let's see what this brother got to say.
Like that. But Obs, when you put on 15 chains and a pair of Timbs to go shoot the worst behavior video so you can look tough and use a black kid as your poverty prop, I have to make fun of you. I'm sorry. It's so obvious that this is just a cornball who's paying for street cred because we've all been reminded that this is who Drake really is.
Well, I'm more tired than you.
So what's up? You didn't get your sandwich.
No.
Want to talk about it?
No. Get out of here. I didn't get my sandwich. I was looking forward to a nice tuna sandwich on a bagel.
No, that sounds like him today.
I clearly said, hey, can you please get me a tuna sandwich?
Oh, I thought you were kidding because you don't.
Oh, yeah, because
you don't.
I definitely pull a joking about a tuna sandwich that I wanted. I'm just a regular comedian over here. Get me a tuna sandwich. Just joking.
Now, whether he's trying to get this street cred to further his career or because he feels inadequate as a man, I don't know. But either way, it's unacceptable.
The greatest advice Wayne has ever given me, and it's a constant, it's less of advice and more of a constant reminder, which I love him so much for saying this to me, is, you know, he's always,
he says,
like,
unacceptable.
Please be yourself. Please don't ever try and be me or anybody else.
The thing dead and trust me, headshot them bomb.
Don't ever go get tattoos. You don't have to dress any different, you know, because I like from the day Wayne met me to now, I haven't changed anything about myself.
Aubrey, what happened? You can tell me. Wayne, why would Drake be himself?
Okay, hold on. See what I'm saying? I don't know much about the guy because I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never in my life, and I can honestly say this, you know what I mean? I've never in my life bought a Drake album. I've never in my life on purpose put on a Drake song or got in my car and said, I want to hear that Drake. You know, that's just me. And I'm not trying to judge you if you are other than that. But like, you know what I mean? It's never been so I don't know if he's changed at all. You know, I'm not sure if he's changed at all. Sounds the same to me, but you know what I'm saying? This young brother right here is saying that the man has changed and that now he's not the milk and cookies guy that's asking for a salmon sandwich or something. He's a gangster, you know what I'm talking about? Okay. So I 100% agree. Holding kids and ain't yours when you got 4 babies that you don't even claim, that's kind of weird. You know what I mean? That's very, very weird. All right, so let's listen to what's going on.
And just pretend to be a bunch of other people, because this is what Drake has become over these past 10 years or so. He sees a culture that has a buzz and that he has no genuine appreciation for and attaches himself to it like a leech for clout, validation, and financial gain. He did it with the UK scene, the reggaeton scene, the Caribbean scene, and now the Atlanta scene. Nothing.
I think that's important. Like, you know, appreciation for a culture that you have appreciation for. Let me think of some people that are good examples of that. A culture you have an appreciation for. There are some artists in the industry that are great examples of that. Paul Wall. Paul Wall was a guy that always, and that's a good example too, because he's in some very he's like, you know, he profited off of stereotypical, you know, nigga-ish. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but he's always been involved in the culture on a level that I think was always respectable. So interesting perspective with him. One thing I do agree with this dude that I've seen with my own eyes is that I think Aubrey had Drake or Aubrey or whatever his name is had a thing where he did this blackface thing. I just don't understand it. I don't understand that exactly. But you know, I'm not here to understand everything. Let's see what this brother got to say.
Thing about this dude is authentic, including his abs, apparently, which is hilarious. It's so funny that he hasn't addressed the fake ab thing. No one's even talking about that. How sad is the day where you have to walk into a doctor's office
Drake,
for your fake ab surgery? Holy shit, that's pathetic. You're one of the most successful musicians of all time, and you're going under the knife for a fake six-pack. Like, you still need more confidence? You can't believe in yourself enough to just, like, be like, well, whatever. But you know what's even more tragic than Drake's lack of self-confidence? Having your identity stolen. And that's why I'm so proud to have Aura be the sponsor of today's video. Aura is an all-in-one, easy-to-use solution that helps be breached insurance policy. Aura. What about when he took Drum's song, calling it the Cha-Cha remix, without reaching out or anything? And then once the song started getting traction, he actually changed the name so he didn't have to associate his success with anyone else.
Just a little shocking because it came out as like the Cha-Cha remix. You know what I'm saying?
As is, not really Hotline Bling. At the time,
right.
At the time, it was the Cha-Cha remix.
2 weeks. So, I don't know. It's just really weird. I ain't getting no reach out, no nothing or whatever.
And then when Drum confronts him in person, instead of dealing with it like a man, he sicks his bodyguards on him like a pussy-ass supervillain.
Hey, somebody tell Drake
oh
shut the
God.
fuck up about that.
Oh man, when the phone ball started calling you names like that,
bodyguards got now.
He took it up a whole nother level. He took it up a whole nother notch.
But his bodyguards in, not his ass.
It just goes to show that it's always about him. I mean, how can you say you care for the culture and then have lyrics like this?
You've got my mind in a terrible place, whipped and chained like American slaves.
My mom would fly across the country to beat my ass if I ever even considered putting some shit like that in.
Look, man, don't nobody care what your mom would do. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point, man. Like, one of the things I dislike, and one of the reasons I wasn't very in tune with this particular rap battle is because like yo, when you in a culture where if you say things like, and I got to be careful because again, I don't know how this internet works, but if you say things like the F-bomb, I guess they want to call it, or the M, well, the only thing you can't say is nigga. Nigga's the only thing they okay with. Message. But if you say anything, you in a culture where everybody's just so offended, and like, how you have a rap battle like this, man? Like, it's weird, man. But that's why I like how Kendrick handled it, because you know what I'm saying, there's certain things that there's everything in my opinion, but there's certain things that thank God today are still wrong, no matter if it's said out loud or said quietly, are still unhonorable. Like, yo, man, nowadays everybody has gotten into this gray area of making any and everything okay, and I'm not with that, man. That's really why I started this channel, man. Smoke Pole TV, man. Straight shooter, you know what I mean? Gun barrel straight, bomb. You know what I'm talking about? But let's see what this brother got to say. And we about to wrap this thing up because I like how this thing's working. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all's participation. If y'all watch the live, like and subscribe. We cooking with fish grease and, you know what I mean, ham and bacon, you understand me? And then we doing the eggs, you understand me? So Let's see what we got. Let's check it out.
In a song. What is wrong with you? And you can't even use the excuse like, oh, you know, he's young and ignorant. He wrote this as a 36-year-old man with a child or 3, possibly. An article written 9 years ago about how you have a 2-year-old daughter? What? I'm sorry, you don't get to make pretend rap music and then use black people as an aesthetic when it's convenient for you and say this in your music. Aubrey, I'm gonna need you to pick one. And during this Kendrick beef, Drake's made even more songs that are just as bad, if not worse. In Taylor Made Freestyle, Drake had fake Snoop Dogg say this crazy shit.
I know you've never been to jail or was jumpsuits and shower shoes. Never shot nobody, never stabbed nobody, never did nothing violent, and no one, it's the homies that empower you.
Do you realize how gross that is for a privileged Canadian child actor to tell someone from Compton that they're not hood enough because they've never shot or stabbed anyone before? The level
Wait. Let me understand this. Are you telling me that he made an AI verse? Like typed in, hey, make a verse with Snoop Dogg, this and Kendrick, talking about he ain't hood. You got to be joking, man. Who okayed this, man? Come on, man. Like, I don't believe that's true. That's hard to believe. I'm gonna have to dig a little bit further into that, but if that's true, like man, that's some 2024 cornball shit. Like, hey man, let me go get let me type in a verse from this dude who's still alive to this dude who's from the same. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yo.
Disconnect. You have to actually say that out loud and think it's good. Drake believes that shooting someone is what makes you black because his only real connection to being black is what he hears in the superficial bullshit music that he listens to.
Oh, Lil Wayne's just too good.
Which is fine. No rational person is going to hate on you because you were raised by white people.
Yeah,
it's not
crazy.
that deep. But your lack of self-awareness and extreme levels of arrogance are what led to this public ass beating that you just took. And side note, who in their right mind would get into a rap beef with Kendrick Lamar when you're this much of a fraud? I would be sending that dude 3 verses every month just to keep him happy. Especially when I know I'm a pervert? What's wrong with you?
How old are you?
Well, this guy got a little personal beef. That guy got a little personal beef with that guy Drake now. You know what I'm saying? Because when you start saying you say I'm a fan, and now he's calling him a pervert. See, I don't like me. I'm not gonna call the man anything yet. You understand me? Like, we can call Diddy what we seen him do. We can call somebody, but like, I ain't gonna call him a pervert because I ain't seen him do nothing yet. I think he's a weirdo. Like, you know what I mean? And the brother got milk and cookies, and now he's talking gangster, and I think that's weird. And I think Googling AI verses from people when you a multi-millionaire that could go talk to somebody and get a verse from, I think that's kind of weird. But this brother seemed like he got a little bit of animosity. He got a little heat. You understand me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's see what he got to say. But he's using some offensive terms that, you know what I'm saying? He's using offensive terms that, that those are fighting words right there. Them fighting words. You know what I'm talking about? What is this? What is this? Whoa. You suck, nigga.
And the third thing that this horrible AI verse tells us is that you don't know anything about Kendrick Lamar because nothing about him is trying to act hard or street at all.
From Compton, I could have easily came out and said, I did this, I did that. I done killed a whole bunch of niggas. That ain't me. I'd rather talk about my reality. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather talk about something a little bit more deeper than that.
If anything, he's...
Yo, that's honorable, man. Excuse me. But that's honorable. Like, that's, I'm not even a Kendrick fan. I'm not into any of this. That's why this is a perfect video to review. I'm not into much of any of this. I'm into music, I'm into hip hop, but I'm not much into any of this new school stuff. But I believe that to be true. Kendrick Lamar came out and he was always about lyricism. There's a guy, one of my old producers really likes Ab Soul, who's cold-blooded. Ab Soul is cold-blooded. One of my brothers, like, he put me on to this guy, right? You know what I mean? And this is my brother, man. Oh man, that shit made me a little emotional, you know what I mean? No homo, pause. But this is one of his favorite artists, Ab Soul. And man, lyrically, this boy was a beast, man. Just real cold-blooded with it. But Kendrick and them, they never came with that, like, that gangster, that it was always something that was a little bit different than that. It was more on the lyricism, more on the gosh, I wish I could. I don't want to say beatnuts. Just a different level of West Coast lyricism that was displayed with Kendrick. You know what I mean? That I really appreciate. And he's right, man. He could have went the whole gangster route. I'm from Compton, blah, blah. But he did go a different route that I think was refreshing. Although I didn't buy into it, I like it. I like what he's saying. I think what he's saying is very valid.
Probably done more than what he alludes to, which is the opposite of what you do, which is why this whole thing was so ironic, Mr. Tuna Bagel. And on the next song, Family Matters.
Right. You see what I'm saying? Oh, this is very, very, very important because when you actually when you lived it and experienced it and woke up to it and went to sleep to it, and you know, it vibrates different in your spirit, yo. It vibrates different in your spirit when it's the truth. And that's what made music so interesting, the transition. And I think I went through a revolutionary period as far as rap music, because there's no music genre that details life in such a direct way that expresses what you're living through and experiencing like rap music. There's no other genre that's like that. And what that does, and that's why you have court cases and stuff going on right now saying if you could use people's lyrics against them and stuff, that the reason that matters is the same reason on why hip hop is so powerful. Is because it expresses the experience of the soul's current condition, not even the soul, but just life's current condition, you know? And that's what makes it difficult, because what's popular in rap now is something that Aubrey was never a part of. So since it's popular, that's what he wants to try to be a part of. So he does this, and that. But, you know, that's tough. That's really tough, because now, you know, you have gotten such a beautiful point. Okay. So now the person that loves this thing, this entity that exists, this hip hop, this streets, this poverty, this struggle, you become so entranced and in love with it that you've never even experienced it, but you've gotten so much money off of it that you still see beauty in it. Man, I got friends that speak that similar vibration, that are trying to run from everything that you are sending people to, you know? And that's kind of why I had to stop rapping, is because I know where it's headed. I know where that ultimate direction leads people to, you know. And everything that we need is the opposite of that. We need not moment, we need long-term longevity. We need things that are not emotional, but more strategical. We need things that are directly opposite of what Drake and people like Drake have exploited. So let's see what this brother got to say. I'm not sure if he's going to say the same thing, but we here, we for it. Let's check it out.
Matters. Drake does the exact same thing. He does it twice in a row.
You know who really bang and set my nigga YG. You know who really bang and set my nigga Chuck T.
You know who really bangs the set? My nigga YG. He really bangs. Yeah, they really bang. Yeah. Black people, am I standing right? Is this right? Is this cool?
I shouldn't even say what I want to say,
cool?
but like,
am I strong?
YG.
Am I a man? Daddy, am I a man?
Just,
Daddy, am I a man?
listen.
Gross. I can literally
Oh,
feel
no.
your insecurities seeping through the screen like a gay virus. Please get a hold of yourself and become a better person.
Sometimes, like, you know, some of like my blackest friends can be just as cruel on the other end, you know, by making you feel excluded, or making you feel like you can't get in on this. And sometimes I
Guys
do
look
feel
like
like
he's supposed to be selling
sometimes I
gyros.
don't feel celebrated when I know
What a
maybe
guy,
somebody
I
else
was
would be
gonna go to
celebrated
the
for those accomplishments. You know,
corner
I don't feel like
right
people
now
say
in the Swammy
when
and give
Drake
me
is
a
the artist of the
gyro.
decade, I don't think anybody says,
And
wow,
they
a black
son was
artist is the
working
artist
right
of the
here,
decade. I
just
don't think
like
anybody says that, really. I never heard anybody say that in the last few weeks.
See, Drake, this is why so many black people refuse to acknowledge your blackness, because you'll be the one to perpetuate every single negative black stereotype, from the drugs to the violence to the misogynistic shit. But anytime there's a chance for you to speak,
That's another interesting topic, is like acknowledge your blackness. Like who's the decider of blackness? You know, that's an interesting discussion, but I don't think when we're talking about rappers, we should be talking about the identity of blackness. I think we're way off base if we even talk about rappers and then we start talking about the identity of blackness. I think we're so talking about two different things that it's just not a good reference point, you know, to talk about the identity of blackness and be thinking anywhere in your mind of Drake or any of these people.
out against any sort of injustice or any social issues in your music, you never do, because you want to appeal to the widest demographic possible. You've proven over and over and over again that you'd rather be a corporation than an artist, which is fine, but you have to realize the choices that you've made and deal with them. Corporations aren't normally the ones who get embraced by the culture. Artists do. And my friend, you haven't been an artist in a long time. Most of the music you've made over this past decade has been vapid and forgettable. I'm sorry. Drake, you are 37 years old. You should have figured out by now that buying the 5th purse for the Instagram model who fucked half the Houston Rockets basketball team probably isn't going to be the best way to her heart. I outgrew your lyrics when I was 17 years old. You are almost 40. Why are we still on this shit? I'm no life coach, but I think it's a good idea for you to maybe take some time off of the music and work on developing.
Little Goofy, then what are you? Like, what are you talking about, man? This shit makes no sense. All right, bro. I think I'm done with this. Hey, look, I appreciate all of y'all for tuning in. Cool stuff. You know what I mean? Roll with the gang. I appreciate y'all watching. You know what I mean? And like, subscribe, Smoke Pole TV. We bringing the smoke to any and everybody. This is just the first test. We trying to check out what's going on in the new studio. Make sure we can do a couple of things. So make sure you like, subscribe, share the video. Smoke Pole TV.